I'm saying? If they want to, if that's how they feel, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, bust it
The
open.
rapper from Queens, New York, was part of the genre's underground emergence, from the margins to the mainstream.
I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Now, after 40 years in hip-hop, he is back with new work.
Do you remember first time you heard the legend in leather?
The Force is LL Cool J's 14th studio album. LL, 40 years, hits on hits on hits. What's the secret?
You got to love it. You got to care. I feel like, you know, I'm doing the thing that I was born to do. It goes back to something that, may he rest in peace, Quincy Jones always.
Yo, what's up with LL's outfit? I'm not going to front. It's been looking a little crazy lately. Nah, I'm not feeling those pants up. Yo, what's up with L?
Told me, which is science and soul. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you got the corduroy vest.
The soul is the imagination, the creativity, the fun. You know, when you pick your shirt, my jacket, we moving around. The science is like how it was designed, how it was created, how it was sewn, so it's a combination of both of those things and being true to that. And then it's also, to me, especially in hip hop, you know, country, folk, hip hop, these are genres where elitism doesn't work.
Mm.
It's an art form that's for the people. You know what I mean? So when I made The Force, I had a real purpose and a real mission. You know what I'm saying? To create something that, you know, was fun and relatable to real people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't always feel like, you know, we got an ascot and a long cigarette holder, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're making a record. Like, I just don't.
I feel you. I heard some songs. Song with him and Nas, I was a little disappointed, but him and Q-Tip did put together some nice work. Didn't expect to hear him with Eminem. Can't say I love that. It feels like an Eminem beat. L did, you know, catch the pace on that. Not his style, but again, the good thing is that he's stretching and extending outside of his element, right? So I'll give him that. He wanted to do something different. 14 albums. I mean, you got enough money where he could play around. Where if he makes a whack album, it won't be his first whack album. I mean, he had some whack albums. He had some classics. And he's just always gonna be a legend, right? So, and he did say rest in peace, Quincy Jones. A lot of people got some opinions about him. I feel like that was overshadowed by the election, but I'm curious to see what he's going to say about that.
Get that.
The place of hip hop, what it was as an emergent kind of countercultural force to it being the dominant music that everybody listens to. Is it still a voice of the powerless, or is it now the voice of power?
That's a perfect question. Perfect. So my record, The Force, is counterculture. It is me speaking truth to power in the sense that I'm talking about real experiences, real life. Look at Mama, she in the kitchen, she's swinging her hips and dipping the chicken in flour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really talking about real life. But there is a side of hip hop that has become so dominant that people are kind of, like I said, leaning on the elite thing. And the reason why the elite thing is so appealing is because we live in a world now filled with social media. So people like attention. So the elitism plays well in 30-second clips.
And by elitism, you mean displays of wealth?
No, I mean not just displays of wealth, but a display of wealth that feels like somebody's looking down their nose at you. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we all want to get money. Don't get me wrong, because I'm from the West, man. I want to get paper. Don't get me wrong. I'm about the bag. I'm just saying that when I listen to Bob Marley's music,
I have to think back in history, right? Like, you know, LL's talking about elitism. It's funny. He sounds a little hypocritical. I mean, he's a Capricorn. He kind of talks down to people jokingly, though, when it comes to wealth. I mean, he's obviously elite, right? But he didn't. I'm thinking about the beef that he had with Canibus. He felt like such a god that he was offended that Canibus, and this is for the hip hop heads, Canibus, the rapper, that battle that was like in the 90s, the late 90s, Canibus said he wanted to borrow the mic off of LL's arm. LL was like, what? You know who you're talking to? Turned into a beef, destroyed Canibus's career just because he had the power to do so, even though Canibus had lyrics and bars for days. He really, lyrically, Canibus won that battle, but because he was an elite. So LL uses his power differently, I guess, from his perspective, like looking down and talking about money the way maybe Puff came into the game and they were talking down, or just that display of wealth that was just so ostentatious. it turned people off, and then it got some people motivated in a negative way, right? So now I'm not sure, not really following the hip hop culture over the last decade, what the elitism looks like, right? So let me get a little more.
I don't care how much money he had. I want to listen to the song, bro. We all know Michael Jackson had money. He wasn't singing about it in every song.
I mean, talking about a man who likes talking about money and flossing, Donald Trump, he's just become president again. How do you feel about 4 more years of President Trump, a fellow New Yorker who, don't call it a comeback? I've been here for years. That sounds like Trump.
Hey, he won. What else could I say, bro? He won. I mean,
I don't want no smoke on this conversation, right? But I would say Trump never really, and I think that's why he won the election, didn't really come off. He doesn't come off as, he has money, but people resonate with Trump. And that's what resonated with the people. And that's why they voted for him, right? And they felt like the Democratic Party was the elite party all of a sudden. Where when I was growing up, people thought that and felt like the Republicans were the party, obviously, that had money. And it seems like somehow things have shifted. People that are into politics realize that obviously the Republicans are more fiscally responsible, tend to be more entrepreneurial. But the Democratic Party is more of a party that is elitism in terms of, okay, we're highly educated, we're the professors, we kind of control education, and so mentally, they're more of the intellectual party. And I feel like the Republican Party is more the financially responsible and wealthy party, even though the Democratic Party, like the leaders that run the aristocracy, really are elite and look down on their people. And that's what we really got to feel for during this election, and really pushed a lot of people away.
To each his own, man. Everybody has their right to their opinion, man. I'm not here to tell people who to vote for. I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? If that's how they feel, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Bust it open for them, baby. Do your thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, in the week the world has gained Trump as president, we also lost Quincy Jones, a man hailed as the greatest producer of all time, who was once called your mentor.
He's irreplaceable, but his body of work will last forever. There's so many. I mean, there's no way to really measure.
I like how L. Listen, he's a smart man. Oh man, let me fix this. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me stop sharing. He's a smart man, and I like the approach that Al took. Right, to each his own, and that's what we've been saying forever. Whatever you need to do to feed and provide for your family and for your legacy, I think that's what's important, right? No one can tell you how you need to vote, how you need to feel, and obviously, I didn't see him really come out and speak against or speak for anyone. He's someone that has money, right? He wants to be able to keep his money. I think that's what he's more concerned about. So, kudos to LL, man. And at the end of the day, listen, do what you got to do for you and your family. Peace.